first, Denise, remind us, when did you receive your Johrei, your sacred focal point?
The day Mrs. Summer's birthday, December 23rd, 2009.
I knew that. I wanted to just confirm if she would remember.
I can never forget that day.
So, after or during that time, actually, you were struggling with an eye purification, right? So, what kind of purification was that?
Glaucoma. I was going for I go to my doctor almost every month and run a lot of tests. And until, when the mission, the Minister Marco, to us doing the practicality, plus receiving the Johrei, and until get to one point, my eye depression before was really very high. That would go to 28, 27. So every month was high, and I have to put drops and everything. And until they get to a point, the pressure just lower or below 20, because if you get to 30, I can lose my vision, go blind. So, and then one day, one time that I was there, she took the pressure, and then for the first time, so many years, my pressure was below 20. And then I said to her, oh my God, I know the answer. She said, Denise, what did you do? First, no, I just received Johrei, and I tried to explain to her, I said, well, I guess I'm going to start to send all my clients to your house for you to give them Johrei. I said, so I was that was one of my blessings that I had. So now I don't have to see her every month the way I used to go. I see her every 3 months. And I know one day I'll be even free of my drops.
Yes, step by step, right?
Step by step.
And then you had a trauma regarding driving incident you had. Can you talk more about that? Come close. My eyes get tired if I have to.
Yes,
First, what happened exactly?
Do I have to tell what happened?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, I was in my honeymoon, and then my way back to drop my father-in-law to the airport, I almost have a car accident, because the way my father-in-law yelled at me, I could not even drive anymore. I was in Rio, Niterói, and I was driving, so one car was coming, another truck just came from somewhere. And then my father-in-law, he yelled at me. Since that day, I could not drive anymore. I would drive, for small places, but if I had to take a highway, forget about it. So it took me 17 years to lose my trauma. I couldn't go to the airport to get someone. I couldn't go to my friend's house. I was dependent on people to take me place. And then when I started also receiving the Johrei, doing my practice solving, and then searching last year, was in March, I was doing my trade show here in the Marriott Hotel, and that was the day my friend Denise said, Denise, you're going to take the car today, you're going to drive. I said, no way, yes. So I went there, and I drove. I was so relaxed, so calm, and then after that, I could not stop anymore. I go everywhere. I go to the airport. I went to New Jersey already, to the I went there. So I am so happy I was trauma-free. Thank God.
But, so you did just one practice of sewing?
No,
that was it?
No, done. A lot of practice, Sonny, a lot.
So what were you thinking when you were doing the practice of sewing?
When I was thinking? Well, when I used to do my practice on, I would say, I was praying for all my ancestors. They used to go for the same trauma that I used to go, that was scared and driving, was insecure, and I was, asking, Mr. Sama, send all those ancestors to God so they can be solved and purified. So I used to do that. Oh, did many, and plus the Johrei. But when I was receiving Johrei, I used to do the practical sewing at the same time.
Very good. Now this year, you received a big blessing of going to the sacred grounds. You were on a pilgrimage. We were together in the pilgrimage to Japan, right? So was it easy for you to go?
Nope.
Tell us more about it.
That's because
She couldn't drive
Close,
Exactly.
So was not easy. What happened?
Well, what happened is I had bought already my ticket, everything, right? Until got 2 weeks before, no, even less than that, 10 days before that. My lawyer came up to me and said, Denise, we have the court in the beginning of July, and then we have another one on the 8th. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be here. I said, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to Japan. I said, what are you going to do in Japan for? I said, I'm going for my religion. You know, I said, I'm sorry, but you cannot go. Because if you go, you're going to lost all your case. And, you know, I'm going through a divorce. So they said that could be done for me. I could not probably not have a support. That's what I need at the time. So I said to him, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm going to my trip. Because that mission, for me, was more important than anything else, than any money. You know, and I said, I go, I called Miss Maka to Miss Maka, got a problem here, but I'm going anyway. And he congratulated me. My mother congratulated me. Said, Denise, it's good for you to have the object, you know, inside you that I was my mission to be there. If God gave that permission, I was glad to be there. You know, because my ancestors, our ancestors, would need me, would be happy to be there. And that was more important for me. And I did. And he said to me, Denise, I want you to try to be in the internet in a way because it's going to have things I have to ask you and blah, blah. And I said, thank God Virginia was not having access to telephone, anything, just in Tokyo that we had. But I didn't want to lose. I said, no, this is a special moment for me. I don't care what is going on there. When that back, and then everything is fine, and then I'll take care. So I was so glad that I went there. So much wonderful things happened to me when I was there.
So the highlight during the pilgrimage was to attend the annual ancestor service over there. So what happened with you?
Oh boy. Before I left, I asked so many people, you know, to give me their family name because I was going to be very happy to represent all those family, those ancestors. So I left with me with more than 200 names, plus my family members, plus my friends, you know, plus the friends from the Facebook, you know. Yeah. So anyway.
Quite a few.
So anyway, in the day of the service, it was July 1st, the ceremony was so beautiful. And before I gave my all the names, you know, the envelope, you know, doing my my offering, and when I was there, I could feel, you know, that my ancestors, our ancestors, they were happy because I was there represent all of us. And the service, the service is something so beautiful. And be around those 10,000 people, I said, oh God, please don't let me cry. And then I could not hold. And then I felt inside me, they were happy that I was there. You know,
tears of joy from the ancestors.
Yes, 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 a lot of joy, a lot. It's not only over there in the service, but I had that when you were doing the dedication, you know, at the church, when you were doing, you know, outside on the garden, taking all the leaves, I could feel the ancestors. And sometimes even all those names, some of the people that I brought with me, they would come out in my mind. And then I said, well, now is the time that I gotta pray for that ancestors. And that I will do for all those people that came to my mind. They would just come, I say, oh my God. And then I was doing everything very happy, you know, that I was there to ask, you know, God to save and purify all those ancestors. It was me.
And coming back, what other things manifested in your life?
Which one do you want me to tell you?
Physical, something physical happened.
Oh, for the birth?
Yes. Be more specific.
But I didn't know which one, because so many things, yes. So anyway, since I was a teenager, I started to develop a cyst in my breast, in both breasts. And since then, I had to go for mammogram every single year. So then 5 years ago, was getting so big, so many of them, I have to start to go for mammogram, and therefore ultrasound after that. You know, just same day. So, and then I was doing it every 6 months. So, and my gynecologist and the doctor was telling me, Denise, you have to avoid stress, first of all. You have to avoid coffee, everything that has caffeine, and chocolate, because this is like you're feeding all those cysts. That's the way. And then I used to have a lot of pain. You know, even when I had my period, when I was ovulating, and sometimes just, you know, it was too painful. So anyway, and then in 2009, I did the same thing, and then 2010, when I was to do everything, this time the doctor, he said, because I do the mammogram, go to sonogram, and then I wait outside until they say everything's fine. So at this time, for my surprise, the doctor came out. And then I said, Denise, I don't have a very good news for you. I said, what do you mean? Do you have a new one that came out that in 2009 wasn't there? Because they compare one exam to another, the year before. I said, you are kidding me. She said, no. So you have to go for MRI. So, and then he even gave me the card of the lady, she is a psychiatrist, for all the women that has breast cancer, they get together, one to support another. So at that time I said, oh my God, that got something doesn't look good. But I said, if I have to go through that purification, you know, welcome. You know, it's better way God wants, that's the way it's going to be. So anyway, came the day of my MRI. I was doing the practical ultrasound, even though when I was going to the test, you know, and receiving Johrei, you know, and Mr. Marco, he don't know, mine was 2010. I thought it was last year, but last year I was going for purification my back. So what is 2010? So, and then, okay, I did the MRI, and then I was like, God, I hope everything's fine. So the doc came out and said, Denise, you are fine. They are good cysts. But let me tell you, you have a lot of them, you know. So, okay, so, and then he said, okay, I'll see you next year. So, and then before I made my, my appointment, I spoke to my friend, one of my best friends, Johrei. I said, Johrei, that's funny. I have been feeling, I have no pain. So when I did just realized I was not having pain anymore, just like that. So, but then I remember, now I start to feel my body. Since I came back from Japan, I didn't have no pain. And then I just noticed. So, and then I said, okay, I make my appointment, and Tuesday, the 2nd, I went to my mammogram, right away for the ultrasound. And then when they started to make my right breast, I didn't see the lady doing measure anything. And then because I thought myself, it's strange, I don't see she measure anything. When she thinks the breast, the right breast, I said, how they look? She said, you don't have no cysts in them. I said, you kidding me? I have them since I was a teenager. And then when she did my left, she went to the left side, which one I know I have so many bigger ones. Some of them was like 2 centimeters. And then plus the extra ones, so I had 4 big ones. And I was so used to it because I remember the time she measured it, I had every one of them. And then I was not seeing her measure anything either. And then I said, what is going on? She said, I don't see any cyst here. I just saw very tiny one that is a half a size of a big. At that time I said, my God, that's going to be half. I said, but I have them for so many years and they're not here. We just have only one that is so tiny. At that time, I was so in shock to myself. I said, I'm not going to talk to her, explain about Johrei, because you're going to say, this girl is crazy, what she's talking about, you know. But I left the place with so much joy. I said, thank God for the blessing that I just had, you know. And then right away I told Minister Mark about that. So,
but the greatest miracle of all is what you are going to do with this blessing.
Oh,
Right? What's the next step? Right?
I got a lot of work to do. You know,
Like what?
As you said before, practicing of faith. You know, because since you have so many blessings, you know, and I am so grateful, that we should be all grateful, that God is using us as His instrument for us together build the paradise on earth.
So where you live in Westchester, what you are already doing and what do you plan to continue doing?
No, after all the breaths I had, I said, you know what, I have a mission here. And now is the time to me start to do something. Because I got to thank God for all those blessings, wonderful things that have happened to me. You know what I mean? So I have to, you know, I got a nice gym. I'm going to start to make my flowers of light and give to one here, to another. You know, I even mentioned this week for someone about, you know, the blessing that I had into the Johrei. She said, wow, that is interesting. I said, if you want, I'll give it to you for you to have the experience, how wonderful it is. You know, so I'm going to try to do my best that I can. I want God to use me as His instrument and guide me in the right direction.
So for all your friends, all your acquaintances in the Westchester area,
yes, that's it.
Here is our contact person. Okay? Call Denise. So she will give Johrei,
oh, yes.
right? With all, have many things to share. So that's the time. So this is the greatest miracle, because we may receive a blessing, not do anything with that. So the miracle, no, I want to be an instrument. And that's the point. Congratulations.
Okay.
So Minister Claudio shared how